Cancer affects everyone, not just the person suffering, but family and friends too. And between the four of us at Prospect Public Relations, we have been through our fair share of grief through close relatives suffering with cancer. This makes us all too aware of the need for some rest and relaxation for those going through the disease. Good afternoon, I'm Stacey Oates, and here beside me are Stephanie Farmelo, Stephanie Quirk, and Benjamin Bailey-Webb, and we are Prospect Public Relations. The Feather Foundation is an inspirational organisation, which is why we are inspired to come on board. At Prospect Public Relations, we've been involved with various community organisations and events, most recently the Queenscliff Music Festival and the Melbourne City Mission. This campaign, focused around the development of the Feather Enrichment Program, oozes potential, and our extensive research already undertaken has proven this. Our Prospect Public Relations team have the skills and experience to offer you the best possible outcome. Our dedication to the job and want to achieve the best result possible for you, our client, means we are committed to achieving a well-rounded campaign which will lift the credibility of the Foundation, as well as the knowledge and development of the Feather Enrichment Program. Just like you, we want results, and we aim to lift the Feather Foundation brand to a higher status within the community, whilst achieving set campaign objectives. In order to implement the campaign successfully, various tactics will be aimed at the appropriate target publics, which we will discuss with you shortly, but now I'll hand over to Stephanie.
In preparation, we have thoroughly researched the background of your organisation. From your website, we have gained excellent insight into the aims and mission of the Feather Foundation. Through secondary research of resources such as previous media releases and newspaper articles, we have been able to identify the intended message of the Feather Foundation, along with the style in which your organisation presents information. In an attempt to understand the field in which the Feather Enrichment Program will be applied, we at Prospect PR have conducted our own research of similar organisations' campaigns. A detailed look at not-for-profit organisations such as Relay for Life, the Cotton On Foundation, Camp Quality and Ronald McDonald House have given us a broad understanding and knowledge of what is required and what is successful for a public relations campaign in this category. We have compiled information on the Halls Gap region, specifically focusing our research on the local businesses. We feel that having a comprehensive knowledge of the businesses in the small community will help when it comes to gaining sponsorship and a volunteer base. Further research we endeavour to conduct will include surveys such as this one, distributed to the local businesses. These will provide us all with an insight into the willingness of not only the community businesses, but also the residents behind these businesses to become supporters of the Feather Enrichment Program. In order to prepare for our tactics, we will also conduct further research through the use of additional surveys, polls and focus groups to identify how our specific target publics would prefer to be notified or approached in regards to volunteering for or the sponsorship of the Feather Enrichment Program. The choice of a logo for the Feather Enrichment Program was very easy for us. As the Feather Foundation is still establishing itself as a recognisable brand, we felt it was important to use the feather in our design to show an obvious link between the Feather Foundation and the Feather Enrichment Program. We decided to incorporate the colour purple as the theme colour for the Feather Enrichment Program, as purple is known to be a colour that represents a calming and uplifting effect. These are attributes the Feather Enrichment Program embodies and are key aspects of the program. They highlight the aim to provide those suffering from cancer and their families with a weekend of rest and relaxation. When considering a slogan for the Feather Enrichment Program, we have come up with 4 words we believe epitomise the program and its aims: engage, empower, excite, and enrich. We believe that these words reiterate your message at the Feather Foundation and reinforce the purpose of the Feather Enrichment Program.
We have identified sponsors, volunteers, and families as the target publics for this campaign. As the Feather Foundation has limited resources, sponsors are essential to the Feather Enrichment Program. We will target sponsors from local organisations to provide support and services needed to operate and develop the program. Examples of this sponsorship include accommodation, cafes, restaurants and recreational activity providers. After researching the Grampians and the Halls Gap area, we have identified a few of the businesses that could be used as these sponsors. Grampians Pioneer Cottages for accommodation, Live Fast Cafe and Aquaria Restaurant for food, and Grampians Adventure Services for recreational activities. These are just a few of the examples. Volunteers are the heart of the Feather Foundation, and without them, the organisation wouldn't exist. This campaign aims to generate more volunteers for the organisation, as well as encourage existing volunteers to contribute more of their time to the new program. The target age for volunteers are those considered to be Generation Y. These people usually range from 21 to 31 years old. Targeting potential volunteers will ensure the enrichment program runs smoothly and becomes successful. The enrichment program is essentially focused on helping families affected by cancer. Families with at least one member affected by the disease will be targeted by this campaign. During the awareness stage of the campaign, we will be focusing on gaining sponsorship and volunteers. These areas are vital for the initial development and continuation of the Feather Enrichment Program. Families will be targeted once the Feather Enrichment Program has developed a solid base. This is when the implementation stage will begin.
The following goals have been created and are appropriate to the specified target publics. Our goals for the Feather Enrichment Program to succeed revolve greatly around awareness, volunteers and sponsorship. We aim to generate awareness of the Feather Foundation and the Enrichment Program, expand the volunteer base and to gain sponsorship from a major organisation. We have come up with some tactics which we believe will help us achieve our goals. Social media, including building a webpage for the Feather Enrichment Program, Facebook and Twitter, among many of the other various social media sites. Much of the population receives their information from the internet, so it is vital for us to promote the program online using a cross-pollination technique which involves promoting programs through online channels. The next tactic is print media, which includes posters, newsletters and brochures. Brochures and newsletters aim to keep sponsors and potential sponsors, volunteers and local businesses up to date on the progress and events occurring within the enrichment program. Posters act as a promotional tool which will help create awareness to a wider audience. E-newsletters will also be used to keep sponsors and volunteers up to date but on a much more personal level. These above tactics will help us achieve all our goals as they help us communicate with the media and the targeted audience. Another tactic to help us create awareness of the Feather Foundation is having an ambassador. Carrie Bickmore has had a personal connection with cancer and would be the perfect candidate as she appeals to a wider audience which includes Generation Y. The final tactic of ours is to hold an information morning tea. This event will be held in Halls Gap to bring together the local businesses, potential sponsors and volunteers to create awareness and educate all our target publics on the Feather Enrichment Program. As Halls Gap is a small community, newsletters, posters, media releases and the website will be used to promote this event in the area. Through our research, we have discovered that the Feather Foundation is based around and heavily relies on volunteers. Our aim is for this campaign to succeed with little or no budget. We believe we can do this through donations, sponsorship and awareness, which we aim to achieve through the tactics previously discussed. The Feather Enrichment Program will run for 12 months, which we will be dividing into two halves. The first 6 months is based around creating awareness and gaining sponsorship, while the next 6 months is about implementing the Feather Enrichment Program and preparing the Feather Foundation for the upcoming year.
As you have now seen, as a team at Prospect Public Relations, we offer a polished and clear campaign to launch the Feather Enrichment Program. We see this program as having great potential to reach a wide audience in the Halls Gap area, as well as throughout Melbourne and Geelong. With cancer a disease that touches everyone in one way or another, our aim is to promote the Feather Foundation and the Feather Enrichment Program as much as we possibly can. The newly established Feather Foundation has the potential to become one of the leading cancer-related organisations in the country. Our research of similar organisations means we have a clear idea of how we aim to advertise the Feather Foundation and how we can differentiate the Feather Enrichment Program from anything of its kind. Through our goals, objectives and tactics, it is our aim to engage, empower, excite and enrich. Thank you all for your time today, and are there any further questions?